Hey everybody, it's that time. It's the herb time. I don't grow any herbs or smoke them either. But the herbs that I do grow are the herbs that you do need. Now I gotta be careful because the last time I tried to do an herby video, I got in a lot of trouble with the FDA and a bunch of other big, large corporate companies. So we're gonna keep this really strictly to certain herbs that I'm gonna be growing. And you guys can do this research on those plants that you want to grow and know there is no marijuana involved at all or anything very dangerous. But they are herbs that are good for you. I can't name what those herbs are, but I'm going to list down the herbs that I'm going to be growing. I started rhyming that, and the next word was really bad. It started with a P. So anyway, let's get to our herb book. Now, a lot of the herbs that are actually in here, and I'm very curious about growing. The first one we're going to start off with is buckwheat. B-U-C-K-W-H-E-A-T. It's an annual wheat. It's basically a compensation wheat to flour. Now, it grows... Buckwheat is a fast-growing grain crop that is gluten-free and full of protein. It can be grown as a cover and a green manure. To improve soil and outcompete weeds, attracts beneficial insects, and is a perfect source of nutrients for honeybees. Direct sow after last spring frosts. Broadcast seeds and tamp into well-drained soil will not grow in wet conditions. Till under any stage after flowering has begun for green manure. So basically you can actually use it for green manure. What is green manure? Green manure is non-animal manure, meaning it's a plant that you grow that you can actually feed your crops with without having to buy manure, like most of us do. So buckwheat is great for that. Also, if you actually harvest the buckwheat seeds and you dry them out, you can ground them down and turn them into flour, which is what I want to do next year because I want to stop buying flour for the bread I make. See, if I get eggs from other farms that I know that aren't putting hormones into their chickens and other things, and they're feeding them feed corn, and let's see, if I grow feed corn and I sell the feed corn to the farms I know that have chickens, and then I get eggs for free because we do a trade-off. That means they get free feed and I get free eggs that are safe that I can make with my bread from the buckwheat I grow, which then we can all live together in harmony, right? So for the herbs of 2025, number one on the list is buckwheat. And yes, I do have association with other farms. It's how we actually do play a little game. As some of the farmers I deal with will play a little seed game. We trade seeds back and forth, and then hopefully this year we get into plant transferring. But you know, they're on a larger scale than I am. I'm on a smaller scale, but they don't mind sharing seeds and my secrets and their secrets, and we all get together in harmony and we just live together and just live in America and just love the land we're in. No matter who the president is, we still love our land. The reason why is because we still keep fighting to put food on the table for our families and your families out there. And that's why I love sharing all my secrets and information and my experiments out there with you people out there, because then you guys can do the same as well. And just do whatever you want out there. You could live on the grid, off the grid, above the grid, below the grid. Who knows where you want to live above the grid? I'd love to live in my own little island. Just wait for my paying taxes on, that's our dream. But if we grow our own food, even if the taxes are high or low, it doesn't matter. We don't have to pay for the cost of, well, miscellaneous crap. Yes, we do supplement it here and there and stuff from supermarkets. We will never be away from supermarkets. But if we are able to take a small portion of something and have it at home, it's great, especially around the holidays. Because nothing impresses your family more than having fresh fruits and vegetables that you can pick right from outside, or even making your own bread just from your own wheat that you're growing and eggs from a local farm that you have to deal with. So anyway, so first one like on our list is buck. B-U-C-K wheat. I'm really excited. I want to grow this one. Now, of course, there's a lot of things that I have in here that are in my herb book that may or may not be herbs. They might be more of a leafy green and so on and so forth. But we do have is arugula. Now, arugula I was never really a big fan of. I think it was because I was getting it from places where it tasted like basically iron and petroleum. So we are going to be growing arugula. Now, I didn't do really good with arugula last night. I keep saying it that way because I'm poking fun at somebody who watches my channel that I'm friends with. And we've started this arugula joke for the longest time, and now I just can't say it anymore the right way, but we're going to be planting arugula next go around. Let's see, we got basils, we got sweet jennifer, we got purple black opal, we got cinnamon basil, we got Thai basil. Thai basil's nice, it's got a nice cinnamonness to it. It's a smaller leaf basil. If you guys watch any of my other previous videos, I do call out throughout the summer my two different basils I had. I was running Italian basil, cinnamon basil. Sorry, there's three of them. It was Italian, cinnamon, and Thai basil. And Thai basil is really small, but it's got like a really strong flavor to it, which is nice because it complements the Italian basil with a tomato. It's just, you have to grow Thai basil with an Italian basil if you want to have tomato, because it's just, it's a beautiful mix of harmony together. But I'm not writing them down because when I grow my basils with my tomatoes, I do the mix. So I'm not writing down my basils. Alright, the next one we have that we're going to be growing is bungleweed. Bugle, not bungle. Bugle. B-U-G-L-E. Weed. No, it's not weed. It's a different type of weed. I cannot go into it because, like I've said before, I kind of got a little shoved to the corner. So you guys can look up what bugleweed, B-U-G-L-E-W-E-E-D, can offer you. It's all up on you guys. Got chives as well we're going to put on there. Alright, next one we have here, obviously we're going to be running our cilantro. We're going to be running our celery. We're going to I keep having horrible situations with my crimson and clover. And next thing we're going to be running is our cat grasses. Which is barley, sweet oak, cat grasses. So being I have two cats, I started mixing it into their food before the plants died. And I was a little nervous, so I started putting it in there slowly. They get dry and they get wet. And the other day, they actually had fresh Atlantic cod. Atlantic cod I gave them? Fresh fillet. Fresh cut fish. Yeah, I think it was Atlantic cod. I might be mistaken, but they had fresh fish. And they knew it was in the house. They knew I was cooking it. And I knew that they were going to know it because they were going to attack me in the kitchen, so I made sure there was no spices on it. And they just gobbled it up. But when I started introducing that into them, because they are older cats, they're basically in their 80s, late 70s, early 80s, roughly. The throwing up and stuff had, diminished, and the coughing and stuff like that from their age. I started playing around with different medical stuff for them. Um, and it diminished and stopped. So I said, okay, cool. But the plants died because the plants I tried to put in certain locations that the plants didn't like. The plants loved being in the nursery under grow lights. They didn't like being in an area in the house where there was no lights. So I should have kept them in the nursery where I can control their growing and harvest and then distribute. So if you're trying to grow stuff like cat barley and cat sweet oak, it's better to grow it in a controlled environment, harvest it, and then give it to your animals than it is to try to put the plant in front of them for them to eat because they just didn't want anything to do with it, and the plant died off at that point. So for herbs, the 2025 cat grasses are going to be grown, and they're going to be indoors only. And they grow pretty quick. They're 5 to 7 days to germinate, 65 to 70 degrees, partial shade on most of them, which is where I was running the grow lights basically at 8 hours, which was kind of questionable at most. Once they reach 3 to 4 inches, they're ready to harvest. So I was harvesting them, and things are going great. And then I, decided to throw them into full shade and then in the house, and then shit went south. Anyway, we're going to run some dill. Hopefully the dill decides to work for me. Next one we have here is called Feverfew. A bushy, aromatic perennial herb with a daisy-like white flower and green, deeply lobed leaves is a beautiful addition to your garden and will attract pollinators of all sorts. It has well been regarded as a useful medicinal herb for millennia. 10 to 14 days germination, 60 to 70 degrees soil temperature, full sun, quarter of an inch depth, and 12 to 18 inches. Start indoors 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost, or direct sow outside after the danger of frost is past. Choose a sunny location with well-drained soil, spaced 12 to 18 inches apart. Look it up. I'm going to move on. Next one is Hyssop, Hyssop. Is a prize for its vibrant purple flowers and its antiviral properties. The aromatic herb has long been used as a medicinal plant to help soothe coughs, a member of the mint family that attracts honeybees and other beneficial pollinators. 14 to 28 days till germination, 65 to 70 degrees soil temperature, full sun, quarter of an inch planting, and 12 inches apart. A lot of these plants, you can dry them out and keep them for a rainy day in case you need them. Put them in some hot water, make a tea, drink it. I don't know the recipe. Lavender. I'm going to try to figure out how I can get my lavender to finally grow. Lavender is great. Lavender is a perfect herb to put out there in your house, all over the place, in your closet, in your shoes, anywhere in the sun. You can use it as an oil on your body. It is great, but unfortunately I've been planting it too late, and which I talked to recently, a place that deals with lavender that has actually no issues with us, or not us, I mean me and them swapping seeds currently. So I got a bunch of seeds for them. As long as I give them other seeds of other plants that they can grow. So it's great because I got like things like buckwheat they've never had a chance to grow yet. Next one is love ridge. Vegetable. It's interesting. It says love ridge is being rediscovered in the United States as an easy to grow, nutritious, and tasty vegetable. The entire plant is edible and has a delicious celery-like flavor. Take time to choose a perfect spot for love ridge plants as they are long-lived and reach an impressive 5 to 6 feet. Love ridge it is. Lovage. Love ridge. I'm pronouncing it wrong. It's Lovage. So it's like lovage. Lovage. Ten to 14 days germination, 60 to 65 degrees temperature, full sun, quarter planting 2 to 3 feet apart. Direct sow outside in fall or late spring. Or sow seeds indoors 6 to 8 weeks before last frost date. Maintain a steady soil temperature of 60 degrees. Water seedlings when almost dry. Taking care not to wet leaves. What happens when it rains? Once established, harden off the plant. Oh God. Cultivate soil deeply to accommodate the large setback. The hardening off, that's what bothers me. Watering the leaves, really? What happens when it rains outside? Come on, guys. Anyway, let's move on. Got patience we're going to grow. Oregano as well. Parsley. Got 2 different parsleys I'm going to be running. So we're going to be doing parsley triple curled and the parsley Italian large leaf. We're also going to be running is peppermint. We're going to be doing some sages. And we're going to be running it is also rhubarb. I don't know why I got rhubarb on here as a herb. It's a Victoria. Why? Rosemary we got grown out there, but we're going to run another batch of it. Cut it alongside of it. Rhubarb, large, tender stalks gradually fade from deep crimson to green. Crimson was just red. Victoria is a sweet, mild tasting rhubarb that is grown throughout the U.S. This productive variety grows up to 3 feet tall and can live for 10 years or more in colder regions. Start indoors 6 to 8 weeks before last frost or direct sow outdoors in late fall in warmer climates. Water evenly and harden off once plants reach 4 inches tall. Plant in well-drained fertile soil and rich organic matter. Interesting. So, with the rhubarb, 10 years or more in colder regions. Very interesting. Makes me wonder if I can grow the whole seed packet in colder regions or in this cold region. So that's actually really interesting. With the herbs I have is sunflowers. I'm going to show you guys a head from this past year's sunflower that I haven't harvested yet. This is a head from one of my mammoth sunflowers. Oh, when I put it against my head. It's full of seeds. That was a seed packet I got from Burpees for $1.69 years ago. It's probably $30 now. Who knows? Maybe not. But that one head from one seed. I don't need to buy seeds anymore. Just saying. Just saying. Okay? Let's move on. Not get in trouble here. Summer savory. Yeah. I got other sunflowers. So I got chocolate cherry, lemon queen, autumn berry, and sun gold. I noticed they were like small. They didn't really get far, so I'm just going to grow them anyway. There's a mix. That's it for that book. So for the herbs and undiscussioned, we have quite a list. Quite a list. We have buckwheat, arugula, bugleweed, chives, cilantro, celery, crimson clover, catgrasses, indoor only, dill, feverfew, hibisco, lavender, lovage, impatiens, oregano, Italian parsley, triple curled parsley, mint, sage, salvia, Victoria rhubarb, rosemary, sunflower mammoth, and sunflower mix. Sunflower mix is the mix of the sunflower, and the reason why rosemary says rosemary is because I only got one rosemary, which in case anybody was wondering, the rosemary that I'm going to be running, just dip down into that, which is going to be which is currently growing outside currently right now is, it says rosemary on the packet. So unfortunately there's a lot of different varieties of rosemary, but with that one it just literally says rosemary on the packet. And it's growing outdoors. So anyway guys, that's it over here for Mike from Growtopia for the herb book. Not a lot in there, not a lot in store. But I am really, really intrigued with my buckwheat. Out of everything else that I want to grow and stuff that I'm going to be growing, buckwheat is probably the only one I'm really excited about because I want to grow it. I'm going to grow a lot of it if I can. I might have to like plow a different field on my property and just grow it in rows. And then when I harvest it, and then grind it down in front of all of you, and then turn it into flour from it, which you could do, and then mix it with my eggs, and then make some bread, and then let you guys know what it tastes like. Because if I can grow my own wheat, yes, we can all grow our own wheat, but I mean on a smaller scale, right? Shit, why not, right? Those. I only eat bread at certain times of the year. I ate a lot of bread this year, and I'm a little nutty with it. That's when I started learning I could play around and I can make my own pizza too, which is cool. I got one more big book left. I don't know if I want to do it tonight. But anyway, guys, this is Mike over here at Growtopia. Like, subscribe, share it with your friends and family. Get out there and grow something. Don't be scared. You can do it yourself. Make a list. Check it twice. You can grow something great and beautiful for next season, or even for tonight. Have a great night. Later.